You are now listening to the Pelicans post-game report. Flash report.
Shout out to the Pel Nation for all things Pelicans. We up in this thing, Big Q representing PPR update for the fam, man. Listen, fam, I wanted to share some stuff with y'all dealing with Scoop B Robinson. And usually, I don't really put a lot with Scoop B Robinson. Every now and again, he'll be dropping some facts about some stuff. But he did release this tweet about the Pelicans, and no disrespect, we're going to cover it on PPR. Y'all guys feel free to give y'all own interpretations of this particular article. According to Scoop B, he's saying that the Pelicans discussed a package involving, dealing with Jordan Poole, Dejounte Murray for Ja Morant, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They said Pels also floated Poole and Kevin Looney, and Poole and Jordan Hawkins were Hunter Dickinson combos. The holdup is Memphis wanted a first rounder, even protected. The Pels said no. Now, once again, let's say this again, because I'm going to read the article. According to Scoop B, this is the tweet right here, as you guys can see, that the Pels offered the Grizzlies a package of Jordan Poole and Dejounte Murray. We know that's over $60 million. I think Ja Morant's contract is, 50-something? And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Pels also floated Jordan Poole with Kevon Looney and a Jordan Poole, Jordan Hawkins, Hunter Dickinson combo. The Memphis wanted a first rounder, even if it was protected. The Pels said no to land Ja Morant. So this is an interesting situation to kind of talk about. Let's kind of get into the article right here by Scoop B Robinson from his website, scoopb.com, so you guys can know what the source is. NBA trade market's always a game of high-stakes poker, and lately the cards have been flying between the Pelicans and Grizzlies. My sources tell me that the Pels have been aggressive in their pursuit of Ja Morant, looking to bring the Memphis Grit down to the Big Easy. But as the saying goes, the devil is in the details, and in this case, the devil was a draft pick. Now, the big offer was Poole and Murray. From what I'm hearing, the Pelicans put a heavy-hitting offer on the table. They were ready to move Jordan Poole and Dejounte Murray in exchange for Ja Morant and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. It's a massive swing for the fences move. Adding Ja to a lineup with Zion would instantly make the Pels must-see TV, right? But the Pelicans didn't stop there. They floated several other packages to see if Memphis would bite on depth and veteran presence. And other deals the Pels tried to facilitate included Poole and Looney for Ja, Poole, Hawkins, and DeAndre Jordan for Ja. The draft capital deadlock. Despite the talent New Orleans is willing to send out, Memphis wasn't moving off their valuations of Morant. When you're talking about a transcending talent like Ja, a player-for-player swap rarely cuts it. The Scoop Memphis wanted a first rounder attached to any deal, even if it was protected. Even if it wasn't protected, right? But they wanted the insurance policy for the future. The Pelicans, however, held on their ground. New Orleans was unwilling to add any draft capital to this package. They felt that the players were being offered were enough to balance the scales. When Memphis demanded the first round pick, the Pels ultimately said no. The bottom line, New Orleans clearly wants to upgrade their backcourt and add that superstar spark, but they're playing it smart with their assets. They were willing to shuffle the roster, but they weren't willing to mortgage the future. For now, Ja stays in Grind City, but in this league, no often means not right now. I'll be keeping my ear to the ground to see if the Pelicans, with their stance on those picks, softens as the season progresses. So that is from Scoop B on his website, scoopb.com. Y'all feel free to go over there and check it out with Scoop B. Very interesting, to say the least, for the Pelicans looking at Ja Morant. This would have been something I wasn't anticipating, to be quite honest with you, for them to be looking at trying to land Ja Morant. This is a guy that's a transcending talent, like the article says, but this is a guy that missed more time than Zion did. And I'm like, you won't put both these guys together. But Joe Dumars, if this is true, sees a plan in lining up with Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. Boy, I tell you, it just gets fascinating the whole time. We still have some time between now and February the 5th and some tell me we're going to see some movement, regardless if it's a big name like Ja Morant or if it's somebody else. Speaking of which, man, y'all hit that like button for PPR. We up in this thing, man. Let's hit this article up right here for the fam going into it. This is from hooprumors.com. Trade rumors, Morant. You talk about Giannis, Ubaselli, Pelicans, and we're talking about just strictly the Pelicans tying into some of this stuff right here. But let's take a look at it right now. There's more trade news to pass along. The Knicks' strategy for the deadline will likely include trading away Gershon Ubaselli, according to Ian Bagley. Bagley is the latest media member to suggest the Spurs as a possible destination for Ubaselli because of his experience playing alongside Victor Wembanyama on the French national team. Bagley mentions Pelicans guard Jose Alvarado as a possible addition for New York, and he doesn't believe Karl-Anthony Towns will be moved. Trading Jose Alvarado could be one of several moves for the Pelicans, according to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, who says that New Orleans continues to get calls about Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, and Saddiq Bey. No deals are close, but Siegel said there is a belief around the league that the Pelicans will be active before the deadline. They will be active before the deadline, just with not none of these players. We're not trading Herb Jones because they're not going to give you what you asked for. And I know they put out trade packages for Zion, Trey, and Herb just to stop people from calling about them. And the packages are way up there, so they're not going to trade. And obviously, Saddiq Bey was not mentioned in the protected guys when he talked about Zion. He talked about who else? Queens, Fears, Trey, and Herb. You know, obviously, Saddiq Bey sits on the outside of that. And Saddiq Bey, in my estimation, isn't going anywhere. I think he earned him a contract here in New Orleans. I think Jose Alvarado he will get traded before the deadline because it's in the Pelicans' their best odds to do it. You know, to be quite honest with you, because we look at Jose's deal, he has a player option, and many people believe that Jose will opt out of his player option to hit free agency and test his market anyway. Right? He's looking for a place where he can get consistent minutes that he wants to go. So the Pelicans understand that, and it would be smart to trade him prior to the February 5th or right at the deadline, however you want to say it. But before the damn deadline's over with, the Pelicans, we need to pull some moves on that. And will that be the only move, the Jose Alvarado move? We'll see. We know Yves Missy's also another one. I covered that on the previous PPR update, telling y'all about several teams that's interested in Yves Missy's service, whether it's the Knicks, the Pacers, the Bulls, the Lakers. So it's several teams out there, and more seems to keep jumping into the Yves basket to see what he got. So we'll see what happens right there. We're still kind of watching what goes on with the Yves Missy and the Benedict Mathurin thing. A lot of other teams have jumped in that trade discussion for Ben Mathurin from Pacerland, and right now nothing is a foregone conclusion. So a lot of trades anticipated to happen. I don't think the Pelicans are going to have a bunch of trades, maybe one, maybe two. Jose and perhaps another player, maybe Yves. We'll see how that goes. And, of course, movement will happen for the Pelicans in the offseason when, they decide on the mindset of this team once we get to the offseason where we can be able to hire a coach and go from there. So getting a coach in the offseason, he can be able to build his philosophy, add what players he wants, and then we can go and, go forward doing that. So anyway, man, that's what I got for y'all today before the broadcast. Tonight, PPR will be live tonight after the Pels and the Spurs matchup, man. Pels had a really solid closeout victory, getting a win against the Grizzlies a couple of days ago. Let's see what they can do against the Spurs. Can they bring that tough, gritty, grinding play that they had against the Grizzlies into the Spurs matchup? We'll see tonight. Later on, the game tips off in about a few minutes from now. I just wanted to drop this report on y'all, man. Y'all do me a service. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share PPR on your Twitter, your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you socialize. Take the Pelican post-game report with you. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you tonight. Much love. Peace. And go play.
Subscribe now and stay up to date for all things New Orleans Pelicans.
Hey, New Orleans. Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thehootetdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thehootetdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below.